It's coming on. Welcome to Chat with Pat. I'm your host, Patricia Peters. We'll dive into fascinating topics, share inspiring stories. We're going to share our thoughts and explore new ideas. Me and you. Get ready for 30 minutes of fun, learning, and connection. Who's ready to chat? Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday night. Hi, everybody. My name is Patricia Peters. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And I am from New York, and I have a very wonderful woman here with me tonight. And you get to know her very soon, and you get to hear her story. But let me introduce myself. My name is Paticia Peters. I am a mom of two daughters. I'm a wife, a sister, a daughter, a friend, a neighbor. And above all of that, I am a digital entrepreneur. I was born in Guyana. In 1999, I left Guyana, and I've been living in New York for 26 years now. I've done several different jobs in
We're lost.
I was a nanny for 5 years in Manhattan. Then I moved upstate and I became a banker. I was a tenor. Yeah, something's kicking me out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, something's kicking me out, guys. So yes, and I'm a banker, and then I work for a special green energy company, and I've been there for 4 years. But lo and behold, something went wrong in the company, and they lay off 900 people, and I was one of them. Thank God I have this business on the side. And my daughter, and you guys heard my story many times, my daughter is the reason why I started this business. Her car broke down. I had to dish out $5,000 and repair her car. And I was thinking, what if I die tomorrow? What is going to become of my kids? So I was looking for something. And lo and behold, an ad popped up. I tap into it, and I am here as a business entrepreneur. And I have my own show called Chat with Pat. But tonight, much said about me. Let's hear from this young lady and she is from Edmonton, Canada. Let me introduce her to you first. Let me tell you what I know about her, and then she's going to tell us about herself. So, live from Edmonton, Canada, and live from New York, USA. Tonight's special guest is Desiree Brenza. Yes, that's
Hi.
her, guys. Welcome to Chat with Pat, where real stories meet real transformation. And tonight, I've got someone whose journey will move you, shake you, and remind you what's possible. She is not just a woman who attended a convention. She's a woman who had a soul-stirring moment on the stage with none other than Jay Shetty, a moment that went beyond applause and into personal breakthrough. Her name is Desiree Brenza, and she embodies raw courage, radiant spirit, and the kind of vulnerability that heals others just by being shared. What Jay did with her on stage wasn't just coaching, it was activation. And since then, Desiree's been walking differently, speaking differently, feeling differently. She is every bit of heart, healing, and hope that our audience needs tonight. So tune in, turn up the volume, and get ready because Desiree is about to tell us in on the moment. She's let us in on the moment that changed her life and the power.
Oh no, getting lost again. Come back.
So I have to get with StreamYard. Something is not right. And She's here to rewrite her story. Let's welcome her with love and listen with purpose. Welcome, welcome. Tell us something about yourself.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you for reaching out to me. Honestly, I felt so grateful when you reached out and asked for this interview. Um, I've had tons of people just messaging and just saying the most kind and amazing words. So it's this is definitely gone way beyond the convention for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
so my name is Desiree. I was born and raised in Edmonton. And I am a mom of two, a boy and a girl. I have a fiance as well. Um, I'll leave a little bit more of the details for later because I know we're going to get into it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've just been at a job for probably about 10 years, and there was just a shift in me, and that's kind of when I decided to become an entrepreneur online. And yeah, so that's kind of what led me to where I am now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am really honored to have you on Chat with Pat. You don't know how excited I am when you said yes. I was
Yeah,
I was floored. I was like, oh my God, she said yes. So I am
yeah,
honored really to have you here today. And we'll go right into the questions before my system kicked me out again.
yeah.
So the first question is, Jay Shetty asked a soul stirring question about feeling like nothing. What went through your heart when he chose you? Out of 6,000 people were there, or how many thousand people were there? He chose.
I'll just wait for you to come back.
Yes. So what, when he chose you to respond? Yes. Tell us.
Mhm.
Explore your emotional weight and transformation impact of that moment. Tell us how you feel.
Uh, well, at first it was just exciting because he decided to go out into the crowd. So obviously everyone was like super hyped for that. So I think everyone was just really excited.
Hmm.
When he was heading over towards us, I was actually filming him at first. And I was like, oh
Oh,
my God, this is really exciting. And like I have listened to some of his podcasts, but
yeah.
I wouldn't say I was like a crazed fan or anything. Like there was a
Right,
lot of
right.
people in there that were very like devoted to like wanting to reach
Yes,
out
I'm
to
one
him.
of them. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is totally fine, but like I haven't followed him for too long.
Hmm.
So a lot of people were crowding him, and I was like,
Hmm.
you know what? I'm gonna turn off my phone and I'm just gonna listen to what he has to say.
Right.
So that's when I really honed in to what he was
Hmm.
asking. And I'm sorry if I get a little emotional,
No, that's okay.
because I was very emotional at that
Yes, I
convention,
saw
and
that. Yeah.
especially, yeah, with the experience with him. But he was just asking if you ever sit in the moment that you're not good enough.
Right.
And he would go a little bit further with it, and he would say, you know, is it ever to the point where you're crippling at home in anxiety and fear of not feeling good enough?
Hmm.
And those are feelings that I have felt throughout my whole life. There's so many different scenarios where you could feel something like that.
Yeah.
And I do work with a business partner, my cousin Sarah.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that.
there's a lot of moments where I need to make sure that I'm on top of my game. Otherwise,
Hmm.
it will affect her, especially in this business.
Right.
Um, as well, I have always kind of been a people pleaser. Um, I don't like a lot of conflict. I usually will be the first person
To
to say
compromise.
I'm sorry in a scenario, just
Mhm.
like that feeling of like making sure I'm have other people satisfied, right?
Yes.
So
Pleasing
a
everyone.
lot of those past yeah, a lot of those past feelings were coming up. And that's honestly what I was feeling. And I've been doing a lot of soul searching recently, like even before the convention, and just trying to really oh, I'll wait till you come back.
Go
All
ahead.
right, we're back.
Mhm,
Yeah, I've just been really trying to figure out who I am in this entrepreneurial world,
right.
because I'm a very good employee. So when I go to work, like I show up on time, I do my tasks, I go above and beyond, I work for the people, I'm a lead in my role at work. I've been
Mhm,
there for over 10 years, so obviously I'm reliable, right?
right.
So I was just like, how can I put that into being an entrepreneur and having to work for myself and working with a partner? So sometimes I don't feel like I'm doing enough. And
Mhm,
sometimes I don't feel like I'm enough as a person to make it in this business. And then
mhm,
a big thing I've been working on lately is, am I worthy of success? Because I'm pretty successful at my job. I have a pretty good paying job, but
mhm.
it's still not enough for all the things I want to do in life because I my goals are are way up here and a lot of things are very expensive these days. So I've been really struggling with that.
Right now, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's
Apologize.
okay. So yeah, mainly that whole entire weekend was just like rediscovering myself. Like we've been in the business for a year and a half. Are we as successful as I would like us to be? No, but that doesn't mean we're not successful and that we haven't grown
Mhm,
and learned. We have made money. Maybe I thought we would be a little bit further ahead. So I was just going through all those emotions when he
right.
asked that
Right.
question. So when he
Mhm.
came to me, I was kind of like, "Oh my God, here we go." Like he came to me, he literally dodged people
Yes, you
because
did.
we saw each other for one moment, and that's all it took for him to know what I was feeling. And
Right.
he came right to me. He walked around people to come to me.
Yeah.
And like I have chills right now just remembering it.
Yes,
And I was
yes.
like, okay, like this is meant to happen. Like
Yeah,
I'm meant to do this.
exactly. That was your moment. That was your moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that yeah, we all I he passed by right by us. We were in the front row and he went all the way to you and I was like, wow, this is her moment to whatever the situation was going on with you, for you
Yeah.
to find a remedy, find something that
Hmm.
to let you know that you're worth it, you're valued, and
Yeah.
you're cherished no matter who you are, right?
Hmm.
And don't ever sell yourself short and don't ever tell yourself that you you aren't capable because you are valuable
Yeah.
and you are one of God's creation and you're
Hmm.
special. And I'm glad he brought you up there and we all have to have that glimpse and that experience to experience that moment with you. So it was such a good
Hmm.
feeling for all of us. I experienced it with you as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It was
thanks for sharing
amazing.
that. That was beautiful that you shared just now. And sometimes women who are watching out there, sometimes you feel degraded, belittled, and you
Hmm.
give, and there is no return. No one is telling you
Hmm.
thank you, and no one appreciates you, and no one even notice what you're doing. And by the
Yeah.
end of the day, you're worn out, exhausted, and overwhelmed. Guys, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I tell
Hmm.
women out there, I tell people, you have to love you first. Love you first. Value you
Hmm.
first. And then others will love you. Because if you don't
Hmm.
love you, no one else will, right? So, my
Yeah.
advice to you out there, no matter how you're feeling, start with you. Start loving you today, right?
Yeah.
Good. That moment capitulated you in the spotlight. But before that, who was Desiree behind the scenes? Tell us who you are. Tell the world.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've been working at my past job for just over 10 years, and it's at a warehouse. It's not really a job I want to be doing forever.
Mhm,
I've gone to university twice. I've
mhm,
been in careers that I thought were going to be my passion. And I did them for a few years, and it turns out I actually didn't like working in them. One was aesthetics, the other was travel. Like I was a
mhm,
travel agent. And I actually found them to be quite negative. So I couldn't stay in environments like that. So I chose to leave.
Mhm.
And I just realized, I'd rather go to the spa and enjoy a service, or I'd rather travel the world, like I didn't want to be controlling that for others.
Mhm.
And then shortly after that, like while I was at the warehouse, like I was in a previous marriage, so I am divorced, but I did have a son with my ex. And
Mhm.
then shortly after, when that wasn't working, I had a friend who we've been friends for quite a long time, and we realized that it was something more, and that's my fiance Niraj. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, we have like, honestly, I feel like all of that happened to find each other because we
Mhm.
are like literal soulmates. And it was kind of funny when I was talking with Jay Shetty a little bit about him on stage. And
Mhm.
I said, like, we're not the same. We're like one, he's introverted, I'm extroverted.
Mhm.
We have differences. And he said that's the same thing with his wife, like they have differences, but there's so many great things that, come together to
Yes.
make our relationship so great.
Right.
Um, and yeah, so honestly, like a main reason why I started the online business was just earning extra income. I had debt from the past with traveling and different things like that. Also, I was a single mom for a little while, so costs
Right.
had
Right.
accumulated. And so just trying to pay that back as well. We want to get married, so weddings are expensive,
Mhm.
and we still haven't bought our first home yet. So we would
Okay.
like to have money for that. But
Yeah.
I'm also very extroverted, like I said. So I love experiences. So I'd rather take my kids to go do an activity than buying things at home. So that can get kind of costly. So whether we're traveling, going to the zoo, or whichever, right? Those admission costs can add up. So I
Right.
just wanted that extra income for that.
Mhm.
And then shortly after like starting the business, I realized how many people were job quitters and how many people had actually been able to strive and build a business so that they could replace their income and then
Yeah.
work from home. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, how amazing would that be if I could be home with my kids?"
Yes.
And then I also have a lot of our leaders in our group that are now actually earning so much that their husbands don't have to work,
I
or
know.
they're helping them with their business, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
how amazing would that be to like, I'm almost like in a few years I'll be 40, and I'm
Mhm.
like, can you imagine retiring early but still
Yeah.
working at home part-time but doing something you love,
To love. Yeah.
and working with women and parents from around the world and helping them achieve financial freedom and time freedom to be with their families. Like, like why wouldn't you want that, right? So I'm
Absolutely.
just so grateful that we found this opportunity and that we're working towards that. So yeah, it's just been a really wild ride, but it's been amazing.
I know. Oh my God. Um, all that whole answer there. Many people are like you right now out there. They have a lot of
Mhm.
needs. They have a lot of wants. They have kids. They want to take them to everywhere. You want to have your kids enjoy the life that you didn't have. Like I was born
Yeah.
in Guyana. I'm Indian, an East Indian from Guyana. And I didn't grow up, I never had a doll growing up as a kid. Never had a Barbie doll, never had a doll. I used to use clay and make stuff with my hands and play in the yard, right?
Mhm.
But when my kids grow up, and when I have my kids, I want them to have everything that I didn't have. And
Yeah.
this business give you that privilege, that leverage, give you that freedom to spend time with your kids and let them enjoy the one life they have. And
Mhm.
there's so many stories in our business, so many success stories, right? There's so many millionaires in this business, and people who are housekeepers and from all walks of life they came from, and they're making it big in this business. And I'm glad you stepped into this path, Desiree. I'm glad you're here because
Mhm.
you too can be those women, and I
Yeah.
too can be those women, right? We just have to we take that first leap of faith and we're here. And that's all that
Mhm.
matters. We're here and we're thriving and we're making it happen. So for those women who are watching out there, you listen to her story today. You listen to her story. If you want to make it into this business, if you want a world where your kids gonna have fun, you can always take them on trips, on vacation, and parks and zoos and playgrounds and all kinds of fun stuff. This is your
Mhm.
chance. This is your moment, right? So
Yeah.
let me go to the next question. As a
Okay.
digital business owner, how have you channeled that experience into purpose driven success?
So, I mean, it's still fairly recent, and it
Mhm.
took me like a whole week after to reflect because that wasn't the only thing that happened to me that whole entire weekend. I had like a series of events that actually happened
Mhm.
that really helped me to kind of change my mindset a little bit about just where I'm at in our business, and
Right.
where I want to see ourselves go.
Mhm.
And main thing is I needed to hone in on focusing on myself again. So like you had said, you have to heal
Love.
yourself first and you have to work on yourself. And I usually am. Like you're always doing it, right? But it was
Mhm.
like very important for me to really kind of figure out like how I can stop procrastinating as much or um where those struggles I was having, like what I could do to really like hone in and start working at them.
Mhm.
So one thing is like I've been meditating every morning, which is something I didn't do before.
Right.
And shout out to my team who has kind of was the one who introduced me more to meditation.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's just helped me set my day like right off the hop. I have a clear mind. I'm not going into it with a bunch of different thoughts of negativity, like, oh, like you're not good enough or things like that. So that's really helped me.
Yes.
And then just like creating more lists and just figuring out what's more income producing productivity, what is going to benefit others, like how am I going to help other women. So I've
Mhm.
just been doing a lot of journaling, a lot of writing things down, meditation, just to really hone into making sure that I can provide and be there for other women who want to start their business. So that's really like what I've taken from it so far. Like I said, I got a lot of messages from a lot of people. So responding to them and listening to their stories and knowing that, I did have an effect on them and then it did help them or inspire them as well. And
Mhm.
sometimes I was watching the video back and I was like, I feel like I didn't even do anything. But then you're kind of like, you hear what people had to say about it and
Yes. The feelings
they
was powerful. Yes.
how they feel and how they have similar thoughts and feelings that
Mhm.
you do.
Right.
Like, and I know how I feel sometimes, like when I'm listening to someone inspirational and I was like, okay, like I made someone feel that way,
Yeah.
like, it's
Mhm.
such a boost, right?
It is a
So,
big
yeah,
boost.
I've been trying to do that, and then I'll wait till you come back.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
And then, like, lastly is, like, obviously, like, I had to communicate and connect with my business partner and, just let her know where I'm at on my level and just knowing that we can work together and achieve the goals and dreams that we want. She's actually like about to give birth in the next couple
Mhm.
days. She has a baby boy on the way. So yeah, it's
Oh
just been
my
a busy
goodness.
time for
Wow.
us. Yeah, so she's due in a couple days. So yeah.
Wow. Congratulations to her. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, this StreamYard is doing this. This is the second time I'm experiencing this from the last interview as well. I have to call them and rectify that. But
Yeah.
as you were saying, right, that everything that happened to you in that moment, you channeled it and you're elevating yourself. And I think everything
Hmm.
happens for a reason and a purpose. And I think this time or that time in your life at that moment, you needed to shine. You needed that moment for you to shine, to have the spotlight on you, to elevate you. Do you feel
Mhm.
like you were ever elevated? Do you feel like, okay, I am worthy? And you feel like I'm a go-getter. I can do this no matter what. I'm all out now, you know? Like,
Yeah,
did you
that's
feel that
exactly
boost,
how I
that
felt.
energy, that motivation? Yeah. And
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
we
it
need
definitely
that,
did.
guys. Sometimes we need that. And so you see people on the street, you don't know what they're going through. You see women in the train, in the bus, wherever at your workplace. Give them a word of encouragement. Tell
Mhm.
them that they're special. Tell them that they're beautiful. They look good today. Tell them that they're worthy, right? Motivate each other because you don't know what people are going through in their lives. And
No.
they probably need a smile, maybe a smile. I did a post today. We need to be take a step off of the Disney mantra. One
Mhm.
of the rules at Disney is whenever to all the characters, whenever a kid hug them and don't let go until they let go.
Yeah.
And we need to do that sometime. We need to hug our brothers, hug our sisters, hug our friends, hug them really tight and let them feel and know that you were there for them. You're here.
Mhm.
You're representing them, that you care, right? So if you're hugging people, hug a little longer now, all right? Good. So, so your next question is, you now symbolize strength for so many. How do you help others moving from feeling invisible to invincible?
I mean, a huge thing is just listening to people, right? Like, anyone that comes to you, if you have an open ear and, you're using your heart, I think that it'll show and just being authentic. Like, I know we try to be very authentic with things that are on our social media
Hmm.
and just letting people know that, we're trustworthy, that we're just like them, so
Hmm.
just trying to build trust and, communication and listening when you're creating that bond with people who are out there that want to change their lives and just knowing that like we're here to help you, we're here to mentor you and coach you to achieve those goals and those dreams. So honestly, so part of it is just being heard, is just
Right,
giving someone the chance to be heard. So
right,
letting them know that you want to listen.
absolutely. And sometimes that's all you need. You need somebody to
Hmm.
listen to you because we have so much issues, so much stuff we hoard in our heart and in our stomach, right? That
Hmm.
sometimes we feel like we can explode. And that is why some people talk things out. They feel better.
Yeah.
So if you're that kind of a person and you need to be heard, please share your story. And that is
Hmm.
why we as business entrepreneurs, we share our story. Every day you see me on Facebook, I'm sharing
Hmm.
my story. You see, Desiree, she's sharing her story. We all have a story. And I know you have a story out there too. We all have a why we do things the way we do them, and why we do them, and where we do them, and how we do them. So
Hmm.
if you want to be heard, stop by Desiree's website. Stop by my website. Tap on our website. Listen to our story. And you can tell your story as well. You can tell your
Hmm.
story, have fun, you can travel the world, you can make money, you can spend quality time with your loved ones. And guess what? You don't have to wake up to alarms. You don't have to do long drives. You don't have to do the 9 to 5 grind. So just your story, guys. We just need your story. You agree with me, Desiree?
I agree. 100%.
All right. So one thing Jay Shetty shared is 4 words that are dream killers for people, right? What will people think of us? I
Hmm.
don't care what people think. If you want to tell your story, tell it to them. You don't have to worry what people think because if you worry what people think, you're never ever going to do anything in your life. I've had social media since 2009. I never did a go live. I'm always scared to press that live button. What is going to happen on the other side of it? And what will people say? Oh my gosh, she's a Christian woman. What is she doing live on Facebook? She's a
Hmm.
mom. She's old. She's this and she's that. And when I started this business, I was like, back off, guys. I'm
Yeah.
here and I want to be seen and heard. And I have good news. I want to bring value to your life
Yeah.
because I found value in this business. And that's what I'm sharing with the people. So back off, give me a chance, give me the screen, right?
Well,
So
and what's so amazing too, like, is with this platform specifically, is I have never found a place where you can go and everything be so uplifting
there
and
you go.
so encouraging. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if everyone, there's no like bad blood or there's no I'm better than you.
Right.
Everybody works together to
Mm-hmm.
try and create success for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has each other's back. You know, like if you need a boost, you literally focus on your business. Like,
Yes.
how amazing is that to have a business where
Exactly.
you're earning money but helping people and
Mm-hmm.
creating a better life for yourself, like all in one all the time.
Right.
Like it's incredible.
It's like a one-stop shop. You have
Yeah,
joy, peace, stability, financial freedom, you know, time
everything.
freedom, everything.
Everything you've ever dreamed of is like
Yes,
literally there.
that's right. So, our final question is, what does legacy look like to you now, especially after standing on that stage and soon appearing on Chat with Pat? So, what does
Um,
legacy means to you now? Mhm.
before, it was just, you would try and write down some goals and dreams and, you try and work hard and do some action to try and get there.
Mhm.
Now it's like you have to be thinking about your why constantly. Like,
Yes.
why is it that you're here? I'm here because of my kids. Why am I here? Because I want a better life for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you really have to focus in on that
Mm-hmm.
and not let those debilitating thoughts come into your mind. So even like no matter how much time it takes you to accomplish a dream or accomplish a goal, one main thing is you just don't give up. You keep working on yourself, you keep building yourself, and honestly, that legacy will come. And even the company partnerships that we have, things like that, they literally create a great format for you to create the legacies that you want.
Right.
And I think it's just I had to change a bit of my mindset to
Mm-hmm.
really take the proper actions to get what we want in life for myself and my family.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was still taking action, but
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't taking the proper actions
Right.
because of the thoughts I was having. So as
Yes.
long as I'm working on myself, focusing on my family, my children,
Mm-hmm.
the people around me, our business partners, all of that, as long as you stay true to that and focus in on it,
Mm-hmm.
then you will get the legacy that you want.
Absolutely, absolutely, guys, and that's the beauty of this business. You work at companies, you work, you retire, you're done. There's nothing. There's nothing there. There's no
Mhm.
legacy. They're not going to give you anything after that, right? With this
Kicked out one more time.
so sorry, guys. With this
She's back.
with this business, you get if I am gone tomorrow, my kids will enjoy the legacy I leave behind in this
Mhm,
business. They will reap the benefit of this good seeds I sow in this business, right? And that is why we are so tuned in into this business, because the potential is fabulous. The destination is awesome. The end
mhm.
result is only rewards. Do you agree with me, Desiree?
Yeah, and the journey, like it's been great so far. Like we've had nothing but a positive, journey with this. Even when even when you're having to um work on yourself, like
Hmm.
some people might find that a negative, and I think that that's not true. Like I think that you are constantly changing, you're constantly evolving, and that's whether you're an entrepreneur or not. I just feel like it
Right.
sticks out a little bit more when you're an entrepreneur, but
Yes,
you
yes,
just got to
yes.
focus in and you know just build that legacy.
Right. So much personal growth happen when you are a business entrepreneur. Personal growth. I
Mhm.
thought I knew everything about myself, but apparently
Yeah.
not until I get to this
No.
business and I was like, wow, there's so much more to learn, right? Yes, so you
Mhm.
did fabulous with all your questions. Amazing, amazing answers. I really appreciate all of them. But because you answer all your questions, you get a bonus question today.
Oh. I'm
And your
excited.
bonus question is, when you are not building your empire or inspiring others, what's one quiet or guilty pleasure that brings you peace and no one would guess what it is?
Oh, that's tough because I usually like
You tell everybody what you do.
yeah, pretty much. I mean a lot of people on here don't know me, but I love being outdoors. So a
Mhm,
lot of people see me being very active, like going to events and things like that. And they do know that I like the mountains and but one of my favorite things, which I even mentioned at the with Jay Shetty, is that
mhm,
just sitting with my parents, like my dad is passed now, but when we used to go camping, we would just be
mhm.
sitting in the mountains and there would be like a fire pit in front of me and I could just sit in a chair and I could just sit there for hours. And just that was literally my meditation. Like I didn't really know anything other than that for like
Mhm.
calming peace time.
Right.
And yeah, I would say that's like one of those moments, just being in nature, honestly, just
Mhm.
brings me such a joy and such a calm. Yeah, most people see me as a little bit more like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, I'm there, but that's like my
Yeah.
quiet for sure.
Nice. Very nice. So for me, I like to be alone, and I find not now. I normally watch Netflix or dramas or something before, but since I started this business, I find that I don't want to waste any time. Every little
Mhm.
time I have, I want to create an ad. I want to create a post. I want to do something productive. My mind
Yeah.
has been reorganized. Oh my God, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Whole mindset has been reorganized, and I felt like a brand spanking new human being. Like I think differently, I talk differently, I give advice differently, you know. So this business has transformed me inside out. It has transformed me, and I'm sure it did the same to you. So
Mhm.
for women out there today, Des, for women out there who are on the fence and they're going through all kinds of things in their lives, and they want to step out of the norm and want to do
Mhm.
something extraordinary. They want to start this business, but they're hesitant and they're skeptical. Can you invite them into this business today?
Honestly, like we have so much information and tools for you to gain knowledge on this business right off the hop without actually committing anything. So, like, we have our webinar or what we call our
Mhm,
info session that educates you. We have the option to pay the 149 membership fee, and that will give you the whole scope of everything. And there's a 30-day money back guarantee with that.
mhm,
So, if you check it all out and you're still hesitant at the end of the day, or you still feel like it's not your time, you get your money back. So, we're not
mhm,
the type that is going to, take your money and not give it back. We created this program specifically so that people could see into this world and they can educate themselves properly, and for those who are a little more committed than others, that's why the membership fee is there. It also covers other background systems and things like that. So it doesn't hurt you to give it a try. So if you're on the fence and you want more information, first of all, signing up on our websites for the webinar info session is the first step. And then after that, you know, there's no risk with paying that 149 because you have the opportunity to get it back. So really, there's no reason for you not to give it a try. I would
Absolutely,
say.
guys. You heard her. You heard her. She said it all. She said it all. And I hope your hesitation will turn into a positive mindset,
Mhm.
right? And there's never a perfect time. There's never a perfect time. Today is your
No.
day. Now is your moment. Today is your day. So take advantage of it, right?
Mhm.
Because if you want to live a life of fulfillment, you want to live a life of financial freedom, if you want to travel the world, if you want to enjoy your kids and your parents and spend quality time with them, this is your gig. All right.
Yeah.
So for those of you watching, thank you so much for watching. And those who are watching the replay, thank you. And make sure you tap onto her website. For all the Canadians watching today.
Yeah, please make sure you check it out. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on our social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So yeah, just make sure you reach out and we'll answer any questions we get. And yeah, first step is signing up for that info session and webinar just to get more info. Coming back. I don't know if she's coming back.